Have you ever felt that white-hot surge of anger explode through your body so fast that your hands trembled, your jaw clenched, your vision tunneled, and every reasonable thought evaporated, simply because someone cut you off in traffic, dismissed your hard work in a meeting, betrayed a secret you trusted them with, or spoke in a tone that felt like a deliberate knife twist? Have there been mornings when you woke up feeling centered, hopeful, and in command of your day, only to have that fragile peace shattered within minutes by one careless comment, one ignored message, one judgmental glance from a stranger, or one passive-aggressive email that landed like a personal attack? In our hyper-connected, high-pressure world, flooded with notifications, workplace politics, social media comparisons, family tensions, endless deadlines, and random people who seem almost designed to test every limit of your patience, it has become frighteningly normal to let negative emotions take the wheel. From low-level chronic irritation that simmers beneath the surface all day, quietly draining your energy and souring your mood, to full-blown outbursts of rage that leave you physically exhausted, emotionally raw, regretful for words you can't take back, and disconnected from the very people you care about most. But what if none of it ever had to control you again? What if you could reach a state where no person, no matter how rude, manipulative, selfish, or cruel, no event, no matter how unfair or frustrating, no insult, no betrayal, no injustice could ever truly penetrate and disturb your inner calm? What if your peace became an unbreakable fortress, your mind a calm mountain peak that storms rage around but never touch, your emotional sovereignty so complete that external chaos simply passes over you like clouds over stone? Stoicism, the ancient philosophy forged in the fires of real human suffering and triumph, offers precisely that path to emotional invincibility. This was not the invention of comfortable academics sitting in libraries. It was lived and proven by people who faced horrors most of us can barely imagine. Marcus Aurelius, emperor of the greatest empire on earth, ruled during devastating plagues that killed millions, including members of his own family. Endless brutal wars on multiple frontiers, betrayals by trusted advisors and even family members, and constant physical pain from chronic illness. Yet in the dead of night, by flickering lamplight in army camps or cold palace rooms, he wrote private notes to himself filled with radiant, unshakable tranquility. Epictetus was born into slavery, physically crippled when his cruel master deliberately twisted and broke his leg as punishment. Yet he emerged freer in mind and spirit than any king, teaching that true freedom exists only in how we interpret and respond to what happens to us. Seneca amassed enormous wealth and political power in Nero's dangerous court, survived exile and the constant threat of execution, and still insisted that real mastery comes from ruling one's passions rather than being ruled by them. These were not soft dreamers or theoretical moralists. They were warriors of the soul who stared real adversity, cruelty, loss, and mortality in the face every day and chose inner sovereignty every single time. On Strength Within, our mission is to bring that same ancient, battle-tested power directly into your modern life so you can stop being a passenger in your own emotional storms and start being the calm, centered captain. Today we are going deep, really deep, into 7 practical, immediately applicable Stoic methods to never again let anger or being bothered by anyone steal your peace, your focus, your joy, or your power. These are not vague inspirational quotes or short-term mood boosters. They are precise, actionable tools refined over more than 2,000 years of human experience, designed to rewire your automatic reactions, reclaim your emotional authority, dissolve the invisible triggers that have controlled you for years, and build a rock-solid core of calm so deep and so wide that external provocations lose all traction. Apply even one of these methods with consistency, and you will notice a measurable shift within days. Less reactivity, fewer regrets, more energy, clearer thinking. Master all 7 and layer them together, and you will become the version of yourself who walks through fire without being burned, who faces rudeness with quiet dignity, who turns betrayal into fuel for growth, and who lives with a serenity that others can feel from across the room. If any part of this is speaking directly to the exhaustion, frustration, or quiet desperation you've been carrying, if you're done letting other people's chaos rent free space in your head and heart, hit that like button right now. It tells the algorithm and me that you're serious about transformation and helps this message reach more people who need it. In the comments below, type this powerful affirmation to root it deep in your subconscious and make it real. I choose peace over anger. My calm is unbreakable and sovereign. Take 30 seconds right now to share this video with that one friend, family member, coworker, or partner who is constantly venting, reacting explosively, carrying resentment like a backpack full of bricks, or letting small things ruin their entire day. They need this lifeline. Subscribe to Strength Within and turn on all notifications. We release fresh Stoic-powered content every week to help you build unshakable inner strength, emotional resilience, mental clarity, and genuine presence in a noisy world. Watch every single principle. Do not skip ahead. The full power only emerges when you absorb the complete sequence and let each layer reinforce the ones before it. Number 1. Embrace willingness in life, the very first cornerstone of Stoic emotional mastery, and the one that unlocks everything else, is radical, wholehearted willingness. The deliberate, courageous choice to meet every single moment of life exactly as it arrives, without internal warfare, without the exhausting mental story of this shouldn't be happening, without secretly bargaining with reality or wishing it were different. This is not passive resignation, defeatist acceptance, or forced fake positivity. It is an active, fierce, almost warrior-like embrace that turns every potential enemy, every delay, every discomfort, every disappointment, every difficult person, into an unwitting ally and teacher. Marcus Aurelius, writing in his private journal Meditations, amid the mud, blood, and chaos of military campaigns on the Danube frontier, captured the essence with piercing clarity. Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with all your heart. He was not writing this from a comfortable villa overlooking the Mediterranean. He wrote it while his empire was literally burning around him, plagues decimating populations, barbarian invasions pressing relentlessly, personal betrayals from advisors and even members of his own household, and his own body slowly failing from chronic illness and exhaustion. Yet he chose embrace over resentment, willingness over endless internal struggle, because he understood at the deepest level that resistance multiplies suffering while acceptance dissolves it. Without this willingness, ordinary daily life becomes a low-grade war zone, washing dishes after a 12-hour workday. If you approach the sink with the inner narrative, I shouldn't have to do this menial garbage after everything I've already given today, each plate you scrub becomes a fresh battle. Tension creeps into your shoulders and neck. Your breathing becomes shallow. Your mood sours for the rest of the evening, and you carry that low-level resentment into sleep. The task itself hasn't changed, it's still just dishes. What changed is your relationship to it. Now flip the switch to willingness. I choose to do this cleanly, mindfully, and completely. This simple act is part of caring for my home, my health, my life. It is training in presence and discipline. Suddenly the same task lightens. Your body relaxes. Your mind quiets. You finish feeling accomplished rather than drained. Epictetus, whose leg was deliberately and brutally broken by his cruel master, and who never once complained or sought revenge, taught the principle with brutal directness. Do not seek to have events happen as you want them to, but instead want them to happen as they do happen, and your life will go well. Want the traffic jam to disappear? No, that's impossible. But want to meet the traffic jam willingly? Turn on a Stoic audiobook, practice deep diaphragmatic breathing, use the time to mentally rehearse your goals for the day, or simply sit in grateful awareness of being alive and mobile. And suddenly what felt like punishment becomes an unexpected gift of time and reflection. Let's make this concrete with a high-stakes example many people face weekly. You're driving to an important client meeting or job interview. Traffic is gridlocked. Cars are honking. You're running late. The old reactive you spirals. Why is everyone so incompetent? Why does this always happen to me? This is going to ruin everything. Cortisol floods your system, your heart races, your stomach knots. You arrive flushed and scattered, and your performance suffers. The new Stoic you, practicing willingness, pauses at the first sign of rising frustration and says internally, "This is the current reality. Fighting it changes nothing but my blood pressure. I choose to meet this delay willingly. I will use these minutes productively. Rehearse my opening lines, review key points, listen to something that strengthens my mind, or simply breathe and be present." You arrive calm, centered, focused, and ready to perform at your peak. The external situation, traffic, remained identical. Your internal sovereignty changed everything. Willingness also radically redefines purpose and motivation. Most people chase small, ego-driven goals. I must get this promotion this quarter. I need everyone to like and approve of me. I have to make X amount of money by year's end. And when reality doesn't cooperate, frustration and anger erupt. Stoics invite a grander vision. What kind of person am I committed to becoming? What unbreakable strength, wisdom, impact, and character am I forging every single day? When every action, even the mundane or unpleasant, serves that larger vision, everything becomes voluntary. Paying bills on time becomes an act of stewardship and freedom. Dealing with a difficult family member becomes advanced training in compassion and boundaries. Receiving harsh criticism becomes valuable data for sharpening your edge. The moment "I have to" transforms into "I choose to because it serves my highest vision." Heaven replaces hell. Volunteering provides a perfect contrast. When you feel compelled, "I have to volunteer because my boss signed us up," or "because I feel guilty if I don't," the same hours of effort feel heavy, tedious, and resentful. When you approach it with full willingness, "I choose to give my time because it aligns with my values of contribution, growth, and human connection," the identical work fills you with purpose, energy, and even joy, even if it's physically demanding or financially unrewarded. Here is a practical daily roadmap to build this muscle until it becomes your default. One morning willingness ritual, 5 minutes. Sit quietly. List 3 potential unwelcomes you might face today: rain ruining outdoor plans, a rude email from a client, tension with a family member, unexpected delays. For each one, say aloud or write, "I welcome you exactly as you are. I meet you willingly as my teacher and opportunity for growth." 2. Real-time trigger practice. The moment resistance arises, someone snaps at you, a plan falls through, discomfort appears, pause for 3 slow breaths. Say internally, "This is what's happening. I choose to meet it without internal war. I welcome it fully." 3. Evening reflection, 5 minutes. Ask, where did I resist life today? Where did I fight reality instead of embracing it? How can I welcome more fully tomorrow? Start microscopically small to build momentum. Fully accept a cold shower. No flinching, no complaint, just presence. Accept a delayed bus or train as unexpected meditation time. Accept your own minor mistakes, forgotten errand, small procrastination as neutral data rather than self-attack. Within 2 to 3 weeks of consistent practice, you will notice anger losing its grip because the root fuel, resistance to what is, has been systematically removed. This single principle can reduce daily emotional triggers by 40–60% on its own. When layered with the remaining 6, it becomes the bedrock of an unbreakable inner fortress. On Strength Within, willingness is shield number 1. If you're ready to claim it, drop in the comments right now. I welcome life as it is. My peace is voluntary and unbreakable. Deeper expansion. Consider Viktor Frankl, the psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor who lost his entire family in concentration camps, yet still found meaning in suffering. He wrote that between every stimulus, what happens, and response, what we do lies a space, and in that space is our power to choose. That is pure Stoic willingness in the most extreme conditions imaginable. Modern neuroscience and psychology back this ancient truth. Acceptance and commitment therapy, ACT, heavily influenced by Stoicism, consistently reduces anger, anxiety, and depression symptoms by 40–70% in clinical trials by teaching people to accept what cannot be changed while committing to value-driven action. Your grand vision is not avoid all discomfort. It is forge unshakable strength, wisdom, compassion, and impact through every discomfort life offers. When willingness becomes your automatic stance, external triggers lose almost all power. You no longer just survive life, you shape it from a place of deep inner alignment and freedom. Let's go even deeper with more examples to make this stick. Imagine a family dinner where a relative makes a snide comment about your career or life choices. Without willingness, you resist. How dare they? They have no right to judge me. Anger flares, dinner ruined, resentment lingers for days. With willingness, this is their opinion shaped by their own experiences and fears. I welcome it as a chance to practice patience and not take it personally. My path is mine. The comment passes like wind, your peace remains intact. Or at work when a project falls apart due to team errors. Resistance, this shouldn't have happened, they're incompetent. Willingness, this is the reality. I choose to meet it by focusing on solutions and learning. Energy shifts from blame to build. One more layer. In relationships, willingness transforms conflict. Partner forgets an anniversary. Resistance, they don't care, this means our love is fading. Willingness, this is a human oversight in a busy life. I choose to meet it by expressing my feelings calmly and planning a celebration together. Bond strengthens instead of breaking. Over time, this principle not only shields you from anger but attracts better people and opportunities, because your calm energy becomes magnetic. Number 2, stop judging others with willingness as your foundation. The next major poison to eradicate is judgment. The silent, automatic labeling that turns neutral events into personal attacks and feeds the fire of anger faster than almost anything else. Every time your mind flashes idiot, lazy, toxic, selfish, incompetent, rude, or untrustworthy, you are not describing objective reality. You are writing a subjective story that hurts you far more than it hurts the other person. Why do we judge so reflexively and so harshly? Ego, ego, ego. Our sense of self needs to feel superior or safe, so when someone violates our unspoken rules, people should drive safely. Coworkers should be reliable. Strangers should be polite. Friends should be loyal. We slap a quick verdict to restore balance. But that verdict comes at enormous cost. Elevated heart rate from the stress response. Shallow breathing that starves your brain of oxygen, muscle tension that builds into headaches or back pain. Ruminating thoughts that loop for hours or days, wasted mental energy that could be used for creativity or connection, and a sour mood that poisons your interactions with innocent people who had nothing to do with the original trigger. Marcus Aurelius, surrounded daily by court schemers, incompetent officials, self-serving generals, and even family members plotting against him, constantly reminded himself in his journal, "You always own the option of having no opinion. There is never any need to get worked up or to trouble your soul about things you can't control." Having no opinion equals zero emotional tax. He understood that no human being is wholly saint or wholly villain. Every person is a complex, contradictory bundle of impulses, habits, traumas, fears, ignorance, and conditioning shaped by forces we cannot see or know. Epictetus put it even more bluntly. Events themselves are neutral. It is our judgments about events that disturb us. A server spills water on your table at a restaurant. Instant judgment, clumsy idiot, incompetent fool. Emotional spike, irritation, embarrassment, resentment that colors the entire meal. Pause and drop the verdict. Human mistake, rushed shift, bad day, tired feet after hours on end. Irritation fades, empathy arises. The spill remains the same, your suffering disappears completely. Real-world example many people live every week. A coworker takes credit for your idea in a team meeting. Judgment explodes, thief, backstabber, untrustworthy snake who doesn't deserve their job. You spend the rest of the day fuming, replaying the scene in your head, planning revenge fantasies or bitter comebacks that never happen. Energy drained, focus shattered, relationship strained. Now drop judgment entirely. That action came from their insecurity, need for validation, or fear of being overlooked. It reflects their inner state, not my worth or the quality of my work. You stay calm, address the fact calmly and professionally later if needed, just to clarify ownership on that idea. and move on without carrying poison. No rumination, no lost sleep, no collateral damage to your evening or relationships. Practical ladder to climb out of the judgment habit and build non-judgmental awareness. 1 awareness catch, focus for first 1-2 weeks. Every time a judgmental thought arises, freeze in the moment. Label it silently. Judgment detected, ego alert. No self-criticism, just neutral observation to break the autopilot. 2 necessity check. Ask 3 rapid questions. Is this judgment necessary right now for my survival or goals? Is it helpful to my peace, my productivity, or my relationships? Is it 100% accurate and complete, or am I filling in massive blanks with my assumptions and biases? 3 curiosity flip. Replace the verdict with genuine curiosity. What pain, fear, exhaustion, ignorance, cultural difference, or unseen pressure might be driving this behavior? What would I do if I were in their exact shoes with their history and stresses? 4. No opinion default ongoing habit. Train yourself to move from they are X bad label to simple, factual observation. They spoke sharply instead of they are rude and disrespectful. They arrived late instead of they are irresponsible and lazy. Marcus Aurelius gave the ultimate revenge formula. The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. Someone acts cruelly or selfishly. The most powerful response is not anger or retaliation. It is refusing to let their darkness infect your light. Stay composed, dignified, kind where possible. That is victory that echoes through time. Daily integration drill. Evening journal 5 minutes. List 3 judgments you made during the day. Rewrite each one without verdict. Boss micromanaged because insecure and under pressure becomes boss reviewed work closely today. Over time, you will notice how much lighter your mind feels when it stops carrying the weight of constant moral verdicts. Deeper layer. Judgment activates the amygdala primitive fight-flight center and floods the body with stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. Non-judgment engages the prefrontal cortex, reason, empathy, long-term thinking, which calms the system and promotes neuroplasticity for lasting change. Chronic judgers show higher baseline cortisol, poorer sleep quality, weaker immune function, and shorter telomeres, biological markers of accelerated aging. Seneca judged Nero's madness and cruelty, but chose to focus inward, wrote his most profound works during exile, and died with dignity when forced to suicide. Modern road rage studies show that drivers who judge, "that idiot," are 3-5 times more likely to escalate to dangerous behavior than those who observe without labeling. In intimate relationships, partner forgets an important date, judgment, selfish and uncaring, right arrow observation, overwhelmed with work stress or mental load, conversation opens instead of fight. Workplace, team is lazy, right arrow team is facing burnout and unclear priorities. Solutions become possible. Social media scroll, everyone is fake perfect annoying, right arrow drop opinion. Energy saved for real life. Over consistent weeks and months, the world does not change, but your experience of it softens dramatically. Triggers shrink because you stop handing every difference or flaw an emotional weapon. Peace expands because your mind is no longer a courtroom handing down verdicts 24/7. Relationships deepen because empathy replaces criticism. Strength within shield number 2. No judgment, only observation. Drop in the comments if you're committing. I release judgment, my mind is clear and free. Number 3. Let go of control. With judgment released, the next great illusion crumbles. The belief that your peace, happiness, or success depends on controlling externals, other people's behavior, opinions, decisions, timing, outcomes, the weather of life. Stoics considered this the single greatest source of human suffering and the biggest waste of life force. Their response was mercilessly clear. Most things are not up to you. Stop trying to steer what you cannot steer. Master what you can. Epictetus created the famous dichotomy of control. Some things are up to us and some are not. Up to us. Opinion, motivation, desire, aversion, impulse. In short, whatever is our own doing. Not up to us. Body, property, reputation, office, other people's actions, the opinions of others, wealth, health, death. Everything not our own doing. Anger, frustration, resentment, anxiety almost always arise when we place our well-being in the not up to us category and then rage against reality for not obeying. Classic example: millions live daily, rush hour traffic, cars jammed bumper to bumper, horns blaring, you're late for something important. Old reactive pattern. Why can't people drive properly? Why is traffic always this bad when I need it to be clear? This is ruining my day. You grip the wheel tighter, blood pressure climbs, stomach knots, you arrive stressed and scattered. Reality check. You cannot control how others drive, how many cars are on the road, accidents ahead, construction, or weather. You can control your breath, your attention, your interpretation, your use of time. Shift. This is the current flow of events. Fighting it changes nothing but my blood pressure. I choose calm. I will use this time to listen to something uplifting, rehearse my presentation mentally, practice gratitude for having a car and a destination, or simply be present. You arrive centered and ready. External chaos unchanged. Internal sovereignty complete. Parent worrying about adult child's life choices, career, relationships, habits. Cannot force decisions, grades, motivation, or outcomes. Can model integrity, offer unconditional love and wise counsel when asked. Focus on being the best parent possible. Employee frustrated by bosses' micromanaging or unfair decisions. Cannot rewrite boss's personality, insecurities, or priorities. Can excel in role, document achievements, build alliances, prepare an exit strategy if needed, and keep personal dignity intact. Powerful real-life transformation. A passionate entrepreneur spent 5 years building a tech startup. Launch day arrives, product flops hard. Market feedback brutal. Immediate reaction: blame users, they don't get it. Competitors: sabotage. Investors: no support. Economy: unfair timing. Bitterness sets in, depression follows, business stalls. After discovering Stoicism, the pivot: what is actually up to me? My learning, my iteration, my resilience, my next move. Stopped blaming. Refined product based on real feedback. Adjusted marketing. Embraced patient, iterative growth. Within 3 years, multi-million-dollar acquisition. Release of control equals release of suffering equals breakthrough. Your daily control toolkit: 3 razor-sharp questions to ask in any triggering moment. 1. Is this truly within my control right now? 2. Am I wasting precious life energy on something unchangeable? 3. Does my current reaction improve the situation, protect my peace, or feed unnecessary drama? Premeditatio malorum, premeditation of potential evils. A favorite Stoic morning practice. Before the day begins, spend 3-5 minutes vividly imagining common setbacks, plans canceled last minute, criticism from boss or partner, rude stranger, technology failure, family argument. For each scenario, rehearse your calm response. If this happens, I will breathe, remember it's not up to me, and choose a wise action. When the real event arrives, there is no shock, no spike, only prepared calm. This is not passive surrender or giving up ambition. It is ruthless strategic focus. Pour 100% of your energy into the tiny circle that is actually yours, your thoughts, your interpretations, your impulses, your actions, while letting the vast, uncontrollable universe do what it does. Rowboat on a river. You cannot stop or reverse the current. You can steer skillfully within it. Deeper layer. Psychological research on locus of control shows that people with a strong internal locus, focus on what they can influence, experience significantly lower anxiety, depression, anger, and burnout, and achieve higher long-term success than those with external locus, blaming circumstances others. Seneca was exiled by Nero to Corsica, lost power, wealth, status. He controlled his writing, his study, his character, produced some of his most enduring work. Modern CEOs and athletes who practice this dichotomy report sharper decision-making and faster recovery from failure. Daily integration, evening audit. Where did I waste energy trying to control externals today? Morning intention. Today, only internals receive my power. Traffic jam. Grateful for safety, time to think. Criticism. Their opinion, not my truth. Betrayal. Their character flaw, my integrity remains. Within weeks, a profound lightness appears. Creativity and intuition surge because energy is no longer leaking into futile battles. Relationships improve, no unspoken demands or scorekeeping. Strength within shield number 3, release control, claim true power. Drop in the comments if you're ready. I let go of what I cannot control, my peace is mine alone. Deeper expansion. Let's unpack this with more examples to make it stick forever. Imagine a parent-teen conflict. Kid stays out late, ignores rules. Control illusion. I must make them obey. Reality can't force mindset. Can set clear boundaries, model values, have open talks, let natural consequences teach, peace preserved. Or in business, client ghosts after months of work. Control trap. Why are they ignoring me? This is unfair. Rage emails follow. Stoic. Their decision, not mine. I control follow-up professionalism, learning from loss, next client pursuit. Energy channeled productively. One more, romantic rejection. How could they? I was perfect. Control, cling, obsess, beg, resent, release. Their choice reflects their path, not my value. I control grieving healthily, self-reflection, opening to better. Growth accelerates. Research, Harvard grant study 80+ years, shows internal locus correlates with happier, longer lives. Epictetus slave life, master-controlled body. Epictetus mind, legacy outlives empire. Number 4. Embrace imperfection in the world. Control surrendered. The next deadly expectation must die. The fantasy that the world, other people, or even you should be perfect, flawless, reliable, considerate, competent, always on time, always kind, always aligned with your values. Stoics saw this demand for perfection as one of the primary engines of human suffering and anger. Reality is inherently imperfect. Accept that truth deeply, and half your triggers evaporate overnight. Epictetus stated it plainly. It is not events that disturb people, it is their judgments concerning them. A colleague forgets to include you in a key email chain or botches a shared deliverable. Judgment. They are careless, unreliable, sabotaging me. Anger surges. Stress hormones spike. Resentment festers. Stoic reframe. This is an imperfect human in an imperfect world making an imperfect choice. The mistake is outside my control. My response, calm salvage, clear communication, learning is inside my control. Frustration dissolves. Solutions appear. Marcus Aurelius began every single day with one of the most famous Stoic meditations. Begin each day by telling yourself, today I shall meet with interference, ingratitude, insolence, disloyalty, ill will, and selfishness, all of them due to the offender's ignorance of what is good and evil. He did not write this as a depressed pessimist. He wrote it as a realist armoring himself. By expecting imperfection, he removed the shock when it arrived. He met it with steady calm rather than explosive surprise. He turned flaws into opportunities for practice. Real example, you prepare meticulously for a high-stakes presentation. Last minute, the teammate responsible for supporting visuals sends incomplete or error-filled slides. Old reaction, fury at their carelessness and disrespect. You arrive angry, distracted, resentful. Performance suffers. Stoic willingness plus imperfection embrace. Imperfection happened. Human error in busy, complex world. I will adapt now, improvise, own it with confidence, turn this into a story of resilience. Team and audience respect the grace under pressure far more than a perfect deck ever could. In intimate relationships, partner misunderstands your emotional need or forgets an important date. They never really listen, care. Anger builds walls. Embrace imperfection. Humans misread each other even when they love deeply. This is an opportunity to communicate more clearly, not to punish. Conversation opens. Bond strengthens. Seneca's line cuts deep. He who is brave is free. The courage to face and accept imperfection without demanding the world bend to your ideal is true liberation. Hidden joy waits in the cracks. A careless coworker becomes advanced patience training. A rude stranger becomes a reminder of shared humanity. A family member's harsh word becomes insight into their hidden pain. Daily self-inquiry. Have I ever been imperfect, made mistakes, hurt someone unintentionally, fallen short? If I hope for grace from others, why withhold it from them? This forgiveness loop neutralizes resentment fast. Practical routine. One morning affirmation. Today I will meet imperfection in others, in myself, in life. I embrace it as natural and use it for growth. 2. Trigger moment. Anger rising, right arrow, pause, right arrow. Is this anger fueled by a hidden demand for perfection? What if I accept this flaw as part of reality? 3. Evening gratitude. What imperfection did I meet today? How did accepting it serve my peace or strength? Deeper layer. Evolutionary biology shows imperfection drives adaptation, learning, and diversity. Perfection would mean stagnation. Modern research. Perfectionism correlates with 3-4 times higher rates of depression, anxiety, eating disorders, and relationship failure. Radical acceptance practices from DBT and mindfulness reduce emotional volatility by 50-70% in multiple studies. Examples everywhere. Friend repeatedly flakes on plans. Their life is chaotic right now. My boundaries protect me, not resentment. Boss makes unfair decision. Power dynamics are imperfect. My excellence and options remain. World full of broken people doing their flawed best. Embrace it, and compassion replaces criticism. Strength within shield number 4. Imperfection welcomed as teacher. Comment if this lands. I embrace the imperfect world. My peace is undisturbed. Deeper expansion. Let's dive into more examples to cement this. Imagine a group project at school or work where a team member consistently underperforms. Perfection demand. They should be as committed as me. Anger boils, collaboration crumbles. Embrace imperfection. People have different capacities and priorities. This is a chance to lead by example, delegate smarter, or learn delegation. Team dynamic improves, or in public, a stranger bumps into you without apology. Perfection. People should be considerate, fume all day. Imperfection. Humans in hurry, distracted. My calm models grace. No energy lost. One more. Self-perfectionism. Miss a workout. I'm lazy. Failure. Self-anger spirals. Embrace. Imperfection. Human. Today's rest fuels tomorrow's push. Compassion. Self-applies. Research. Harvard's Adult Development Study, 85+ years, shows accepting life's imperfections correlates with better health, longer life, stronger relationships. Epictetus, disabled slave embraced. Body imperfect, mind free. Legacy inspires millions. Number 5. Take responsibility for your feelings. With imperfection fully accepted, the mirror turns completely inward. No one and nothing makes you angry, hurt, or bothered. Your emotions are yours, born from your interpretations, your evaluations, your estimates of events. Reclaim that responsibility fully, and external triggers become powerless. Marcus Aurelius. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Someone cuts in line at the supermarket. Instant story. Disrespect, arrogance, irritation spikes. Stoic pause. Their action is theirs. My peace is mine. Is this worth my tranquility? Calm returns instantly. They remain oblivious. You win. Insult or criticism lands. They hurt me. Right arrow. Their words are neutral sound waves until I assign meaning. My estimate creates the pain, and I can revoke that estimate at any moment. Marcus again. If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment. Practical power tools. 1. The sacred pause. Trigger hits. Count 3 slow, deep breaths. Ask, am I overreacting? Is this worth my peace? What story am I telling myself right now? 2. Evening emotional audit. 5 minutes. What upset me today? What was my alternative? Alternative response. How alternative? 3. Ownership affirmation. Morning and night. My feelings are my creation. No one can force them on me without my permission. Deeper layer. Cognitive behavioral therapy (CBT) and rational emotive behavior therapy (REBT) are built on Epictetus insight. Change the belief, change the emotion. Brain imaging shows labeling emotions and pausing reduces amygdala activation by up to 50% within seconds. Examples. Boss criticizes your work harshly. Attack on my worth. Right arrow. Feedback on performance, not my value. I can learn and improve. Partner forgets anniversary. Proof they don't care. Right arrow. Human oversight in busy life. My communication can bridge it. Weeks of practice. Triggers feel smaller. Emotional storms shorter. Confidence deeper because you know no one holds the keys to your inner state but you. Strength within shield number 5. Total emotional ownership. Comment. My feelings are mine. My power is absolute. Deeper expansion. Work bash. Opinion not truth. My worth internal. Partner snap. My calm de-escalates. Pattern. Stress eats trigger. Weeks triggers toys. Vision aligned, emotions fuel, not derail. Number 6, practice non-reaction ownership. Locked in, the next mastery is non-reaction. Events may strike the match, but you decide whether to pour gasoline or let the spark die in silence. Delay is anger's greatest enemy. Epictetus, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Public criticism in a meeting. Old instinct, defend, counterattack, stew for days. Stoic move, pause, breathe, smile calmly. Thank you for the feedback. I will address that after I finish my points. Poise disarms hostility. Respect earned. Seneca, the greatest remedy for anger is delay. Critical or insulting email arrives. Do not reply instantly. Wait 1 hour or better 1 day. Read again with fresh eyes. Respond, if at all, from clarity and dignity, not heat. Parable, if a donkey kicks you and you kick back, you are both donkeys. Rise above. Silence, often strongest reply, preserves dignity, starves conflict, protects peace. Heated argument escalating. One person stops feeding the fire, the flames die. You become the quiet victor who mastered self. Daily drill, trigger right arrow, immediate 10 breath count. Does this deserve my reaction energy? Choose silence or measured response. Deeper prefrontal cortex training, pause builds neural pathways of calm dominance over amygdala hijack. Elite negotiators, poker players, and crisis responders win almost exclusively through non-reaction. Practice. Response mind. Line cut, smile past. Weeks, chaos entertaining, not enraging. Strength within shield 6, non-reaction mastery. Comment, I never react, I always choose my response. Deeper expansion, public roast. Their issue. Heated text, delay masterpiece. Patterns, silence strongest voice. Full power, reactions reflect, non-yours commands respect. Number 7, find joy in selflessness, non-reaction practice, the soul lightens. Resentment evaporates, space opens for compassion, forgiveness, selfless giving, the ultimate freedom and joy. Marcus Aurelius, morning privilege. To be alive, to think, to enjoy, to love. Daily chance to widen the heart. Critical colleague. What unseen pain drives this? Listen deeply, offer quiet help when possible, tension dissolves, humanity restored. Family critic. Their insecurity, not my worth. Expectations drop, anger vanishes. Epictetus, no man free who not master of himself. Forgiveness masters. Seneca, wherever human being, opportunity for kindness. Cutter, patient grace. Modern science, altruism boosts oxytocin, serotonin, happiness multiplier. Reflect, their perspective helps sands return. Daily small kindness, door hold, deep listen. Joy follows, deeper, mirror neurons give, receive double reward. Aurelius treated slaves with dignity, legacy endures. Practice, forgive as seek, weeks, anger extinct, joy abundant. Strength within shield 7, selfless heart invincible. Comment, I give freely, my joy overflows. Deeper expansion, story, friend in high-pressure job, constant criticism. Their struggles, help offered, relationship heals, atmosphere shifts. Families, minor jabs escalate, selflessness, pain projected, respond, love. Expectations killer, drop, anger vanishes. These 7 shields, willingness, non-judgment, release control, embrace imperfection, emotional responsibility, non-reaction, selfless joy, forge an unbreakable calm. Not theory, your daily practice. On strength within, live sovereign. Like, share, comment your biggest takeaway. Subscribe, more strength coming. Stay calm, stay strong, stay within.